So I don't very often like responding to videos that are made by smaller channels that are clearly meant to drama bait and get my attention so they can grow. I've reached a certain point now where my size is enough that people can sort of like reach out and try to start drama with me in order to in order to get growth and gain clout. And now, since my girlfriend and I are living together, people are also trying to poke at my girlfriend to get clout as well. And that's what's happened here today. And I usually don't respond to videos like this, but God, I really have to. This one's I've been baited. I've really been baited because I've seen everyone from like I've seen like people who I used to be fairly like cool with, like spreading this shit around. Particularly, Thought Slime has been spreading this sort of Xander Hall as like a sexual abuser type thing around, and it's really funny because they're really grasping at straws because they don't really have much to go off of. So the first little bit of drama they could possibly reference to make that claim is what they're going off of. But regardless, this is the video. It's by a YouTuber called Cancel Couture. I thought it was Cancel Culture at first because I didn't know what couture was. It's apparently like a what's couture mean?
It's a fashion term.
Okay, so it's like it's a pretty clever name. I'll give her that. I'm gonna be debating her pretty soon, so that'll be fun. The video is called Xander Hall, the ONISION of BreadTube ? Now, granted, they did the little like question mark thing, so I guess technically you could maybe say that they don't actually mean it, but yeah.
Question mark in the title means the answer is always no.
The question mark in the title does always mean the answer is no, but regardless, the Xander Hall, the ONISION of BreadTube is what people are going away with, and this is a 43-minute video. So most people aren't going to finish this video. They're just going to walk away with Xander Hall as the ONISION of BreadTube. So ONISION, I'm not very caught up in all the ONISION drama, but ONISION has done so much terrible shit. Like, ONISION is a genuinely terrible person. How you could compare me to ONISION, I'm very curious to see, alright? We're about to hit 500 viewers, so I'm fucking hyped. Let's do this. Oh yeah, and she also pokes a little bit at my girlfriend in this, which is why my girlfriend's joining me here today to respond to it with me. I'm bringing in backup for this one, you know?
And what happens when you get famous? Well, a lot of things, but I'll short it for you. People start wanting to fuck you. Like a lot of people. It doesn't matter if you're attractive. It doesn't matter if you're uncharismatic. If you have influence, if people look up to you, if people admire you, there will be people who want to fuck you. This is just a fact of the matter. This is just what happens. Now, this isn't always a bad thing. In fact, as somebody who gets that attention too, I like waking up, looking at my Discord notifications. They want to fuck, they want to fuck, they want to fuck. Ignoring all of you. Sorry, I'm ooh, you're just, you couldn't handle me. Now, the responsible thing to do in my position here is to simply let it, slide off of me, like water off of a window pane. But the reason I'm capable of doing that is because I'm actually not super fucking desperate.
So we're gonna start right here with what she's doing in this scenario. So the clip that this is coming from is when Vosh did a segment talking about the sexual abuse that was happening in the the Smash community? I think it was the Smash community, where you had all of these like very desperate, nerdy white dudes who had gained a shit ton of fame and were literally raping underage fans. Like coercing them to come into their homes. I think Sky Williams was basically had like an Epstein house of this shit. Like actual rape was going on. Like grooming people to come to your home or come into a room with you, drugging them, roofing them, and then fucking these underage kids. Right? That is what Vosh was talking about. He was talking about these like white, awkward dudes who exploit their power as a public figure to gain some sort of something sexually from fans, right? And usually underage children was the context of what he was talking about here. So what she's doing here, she's adding this clip, which does not apply to me in any way, and we'll get to that in a minute, to sort of say, look, you're friends with Vosh, and even he agrees that what you did is bad, but also, or I guess the implication is I'm desperate or something, but even then, it's like, you know Vosh knows the details of this drama, right? He wouldn't agree with his words being used in this context. The fact that someone would compare you to the human dumpster fire that is ONISION is ridiculous. Oh, just wait. Let's continue.
But some people are.
Let us look at these screenshots, because she likes to show a lot of screenshots on screen without context. Let's go over them all.
Not super fucking desperate. But some people are.
Alright, here we go. She goes over them real fast, alright? So we gotta pause for each one. Whew, we got a lot there. Alright. So this one is from Kaylee, who is the girlfriend... the girlfriend of a streamer that I watch, and a friend of mine, a streamer named T-Hump, who tweeted, "I love ass and titties, please show them off more, I'm begging," and I retweeted it. Ooh, God, that is definitely pretty incriminating. Here was me talking in DMs with Spooky, who is the person that caused all of this drama, saying booby over and over again as a joke. Mind you, this was my friend who often posted nudes in our friends server, so this wasn't like me sliding into their DMs demanding nudes from them or some shit. Also, isn't she claiming that we were in a relationship? Would this be weird if we were in a relationship? Interesting. And then a tweet from me saying, "Listen, I just want to see big jiggly milkers and thick thighs I could suffocate in as they crush my head. Is that too much to ask?" Somehow that's like an incriminating tweet? Okay, that's ONISION on BreadTube. Let's see more. Alright, Xander Hall. "The American people are tired of women not having an OnlyFans." Okay, very incriminating, I see. Another retweet from an NB Furry account, or Scaly? Is that a Scaly or a Furry? I can't tell. Saying, "Retweet if you've gotten more nudes from your followers than someone with 800k subscribers. I have at least 100 female followers and 0 boob pics. What am I doing wrong?" So, yes, I have had, like, followers send me nudes, and usually I do not respond, so... incriminating, I guess. You'd think if I, like, engage in some kind of sexual relationship with my fans all the time, then there would be more, like, drama about this than the one drama from this one girl who has literally been, like, lambasted by everybody else involved. But yes, I'm a public figure. I can't choose what people send me and don't send me. Sometimes I get sent nudes. There was literally a girl who has an OnlyFans that donated a free month sub to her OnlyFans once. Like, okay. ONISION on BreadTube extorting fans for nudes, I guess. You got me. Imagine not getting gifted free subs to a girl's OnlyFans and donation messages on stream. Yes, this happened. Yes, this did. Also, this is apparently her boyfriend or something. I thought this dude was a troll for a while, but he's actually just as stupid as he's acting. People are doxing me. What are you talking about? What do I care? I don't know what this, wait, is this, I retweeted this?
It doesn't even have, yeah, like you.
I did, wait, is this supposed to be like me having retweeted or liked it maybe?
It doesn't even say that you did.
While we're at it, let's stop sexualizing sex. It's for baby. Well, yeah, because somebody made a tweet about how we should not sexualize breasts. And then someone said, wait, I didn't even like this tweet. I liked this tweet. What? Okay. I liked this tweet. She played with my emotions, crying emojis, not talking to women for a while. And then it's a tweet where he gets rejected by a girl, and it's funny. And it was a stolen tweet. Okay. Wow, they're showing them faster than I can even pause it at this point. I wouldn't eat her pussy too close to the gas chamber, I forgot. I'm sorry. I will never disavow this joke. I will never, listen, that is a good fucking joke. That is a really good joke. That is a really good joke. My GF was protesting and she came back like this, fuck the police. Oh, and it's like she's got bruises on her neck because she was having sex with somebody. Okay, that's incriminating towards me. Wait, can we go over this? This is something that a lot of reactionary YouTubers do pretty often, right? People like No Bullshit and whatnot. Just any run-of-the-mill reactionary YouTuber, where they'll make a claim about something, and in order to bolster their claim, they'll show a bunch of screenshots on screen of a bunch of Blair White does this most notably, of articles that supposedly debunk the claims that they're making. Or apparently, or debunk the claims they're arguing against, or bolster the claims they're making. But then if you actually go to the source that they're citing, instead of just reading the screenshots they show on screen, flash on screen to make them look smart, you actually find they completely disagree. It's like when Blair White showed that, was talking about how trans women can't get cervical cancer, because how could trans women get cervical cancer? They don't have a cervix, that's impossible. And she flashes a screen from the Canadian Cancer Institute, or whatever it was called, on screen, and we went to the website and found that they actually said one paragraph below the screenshot that actually, yes, trans women can get cervical cancer and need to get checked for it fairly often. It's basically the same strategy of just flashing something on the screen and expecting the audience to go with it. But we're just going to listen to the video now, because going through all of these, like, these are tweets that Xander Hall has liked and retweeted that could be in a universe where everybody is crazy, could be problematic.
This is Xander Hall. He's a growing debate bro in the BreadTube community and was just recently accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a fan. The story starts when Xander and some of his female friends start a not safe for work harem. I will not be naming the girl making the act.
Do you want to respond to that one?
Well, she's presupposing that it was a harem in the first place because it wasn't. It was a Discord server.
Yeah, so me and my friends started a Discord server and called it Harem Uwu. And there was an NSFW section where we could post nudes.
Yeah, that's not really.
If you felt like it. There were people in there who didn't post nudes. There were people in there. There was a girl in there who's trans, who I'm not even like attracted to, and is a lesbian, so she's not attracted to me. It's just really strange. It's just really strange how there are people still out there who frame this as being like an actual like polyamorous relationship when, dude, I literally published all the screenshots. They're literally, hold on, let's bring them up because I'm probably going to need to reference them pretty often in this video. Riley Grace Rashong actually covered this video, and she basically, came to the conclusion that it's bullshit, but she doesn't have, the first-hand experience like I do, so I'm capable of sort of responding to it, I feel like, in a bit more of a, granted, much more biased way. Yeah, I mean, right here we can just, like, let's see. I don't want to show too many. Like, I'm going to go ahead and drop a link to the archives of screenshots, the screenshot archive, right here in chat, in YouTube and Twitch and website chat. You guys can go and read the screenshots yourselves. Like, just go read them. You can see everything. Let's see. So here's a conversation, really quick. I just want to clarify this. Here's a conversation between three different people, three different girls that were in our friend group, saying she's still tweeting about this in reference to Spooky, the girl who made the drama. It was just one tweet. This is really early on before it became super big drama. Another girl says, like, this is fucking whack. Like, all of you know we aren't dating, right? That there are no serious relationships other than possible friendship, camaraderie going on. Like, sexual attraction and thirsting does not a relationship make. Absolutely, I made that clear to her earlier. There was a very clear message of this isn't a sexual relationship from the beginning.
Well, I mean, she asked at one point.
There's a screenshot of that as well. Yeah.
And every single person responded with, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, the argument this was like any kind of actual relationship has to fucking die. Hold on, where's the screenshot? Where is it? It was in Discord. It would be one of these.
No, it was probably before that. It was like.
Oh, here it is. Here's one. Here's one, yeah.
Okay, well, that's after she already asked.
Yeah, so here's one. I wouldn't consider it that. Sorry. So she asked. Hold on.
That's the one right before this.
Yeah, it's the one before this. Yeah.
Right there. That one. Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. Okay. Wait, are we all in a relationship? And then, like, surprise Pikachu face. Mind you, I wasn't present for this conversation. Most of the time I was asleep. So a lot of these conversations happened between all of them, and I wasn't really there. But I made it pretty clear in voice chat that no, it wasn't a relationship. So I wasn't even present for this and didn't even know this happened until everyone else involved went back and gathered screenshots for me to add in my video defending myself against these accusations because I wasn't even aware this conversation happened, which completely blows out her argument that she thought there was a relationship. No, this isn't my screenshot, okay? This is a screenshot from somebody else. That's why it's in light mode, okay?
And then the one after that is where everyone explained to her.
Yeah. Wait, are we in a relationship? We're dating? Question mark. We are? Me and you? Are we? I mean all of us. Oh, are we all dating? Spooky wants to know. I wouldn't consider it that at all, honestly. I'm not interested in long-distance relationships with people I've never met in person, blah, 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 blah. Go read the screenshots, okay? It's been made very, very clear by everybody involved that there was not an actual relationship happening. We were friends. There was a horny posting Discord room where you could post nudes and, like, horny post. Sometimes I engaged with it. None of them were fans of me. They were all friends of mine. Trust me, I avoid talking too much to fans as much as possible because they act like fans generally, and it's not. Listen, I love you guys, but sometimes talking to you guys can be kind of cringy because you guys will get really excited to talk to me, and it makes me feel awkward. Okay, but yeah, no, none of them were fans. They were friends of mine. There was no relationship. There was no harem. It was called that as a joke. So, kill this rumor, please.
Accusations because she has made it very clear that she doesn't want to have her name involved in any of this. So we'll just call her Z. According to Z, Xander offered her a place to live and then...
I'm sorry. I have to say this right now, okay? I'm going to kill myself. So for starters, Z is Spooky. That's the name she went by when she made these accusations. She's since changed her online name. I don't know what it is now. If I knew what it was, I'd say it because I don't care. I'm sorry. If you make a public accusation towards a public figure and you do it publicly and openly, you go on people like Kevin Logan's stream and using your name, not real name, but your online name, talking about it, you forfeited all right to not having your name referenced, okay? This is the trap I fell into with Corvidae, where for some reason I decided to respect their desire to not name the person who had made this accusation towards me.
They wouldn't even let you talk about it at all.
They wouldn't let me talk about it at all, yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, but hot take, if you've made a public accusation towards somebody, you don't get to maintain an anonymity anymore. If she can come out and publicly make a false accusation towards me, I can come out and publicly name her in my defense against said false accusation. So any argument she makes that I named her in anything and that could result in harassment towards her, I just don't accept.
Rescinded that offer when she had some troubles with the other women in their harem group. According to Xander, he did say this, but he was clearly...
Okay, so already... I'm sorry, she's like listing everything off from her point of view and what she believes from Spooky's side of things. So what actually happened was we were in a friend group and I used to joke about a lot of things. At the time I joked about how, actually, I can give you guys an example. So I used to joke about how I wanted to buy a mansion and have a harem bigger than Destiny's, for example. I also joked about how I wanted to buy an offshore oil rig, like Mother Base from Metal Gear Solid 5, and establish an independent socialist country in the middle of the ocean. So, I really do feel like the fact that I was joking was pretty obvious.
Nope, it was a promise. You promised to do so.
I did, yeah, it's true. It is true. Now let's completely ignore the fact, of course, if you're this girl, that everybody else involved, every other person involved, has called out Spooky for lying about this, okay? I didn't promise her a place to live. The most I did is because we were friends, say, hey, maybe sometime, some indefinite point in the future, you could come visit for like a couple days and we can hang out. No different than what you would do if you had like an online friend and you wanted to hang out with them in real life. Like, this just wasn't a thing that happened. Nobody else but her corroborates this claim. So I don't know why it's like passed around like fact by these people.
Joking, and that it's Z who's just basically continuing to freak out and make up lies for clout. Xander made a video.
Also, no, she wasn't kicked out of our friend group. I forgot. No, she wasn't kicked out of our friend group. What actually happened was she and two other people had a big argument over Star Wars, of all things. Now, granted, she was the one that was like really arguing. She was having they were having an argument about Star Wars, and you see, she's like a massive Star Wars fan. She's like a Reylo shipper, so it's like Rey and Kylo Ren. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but apparently Reylo is like a really toxic ship in the Star Wars fandom, and that's like a big red flag for people that you might want to avoid people who ship that particular couple, apparently, which makes sense, because, I mean, even if it is canon, it's really, oof. Anyway, so what happened is she got really, really mad about a disagreement over Star Wars shipping, or no, it was because...
Racism and the...
No, okay. So what happened was... the actor who plays the Stormtrooper guy, Finn, John Boyega, made a sexist joke about the character Rey, and Reylo fans started to attack John Boyega in response to said sexist joke with racism, and that was the argument they were having. And this upset Spooky so much that she told everybody in our friend group to go fuck themselves. Like, we have screenshots of it. Go look at the archive. I posted it in chat. Feel free. Go look at it. It's in the description of my video about the drama as well. He didn't say... Wait. He didn't. He just said laid the pipe? Oh, so it wasn't even like a sexist joke. It was like a sexist remark, maybe. Like, it doesn't matter. It's stupid anyway. And so she left of her own volition, then made this post in her Discord server, told everyone in my Discord server to go fuck themselves, and left. And then, like, disappeared for a while, and apparently she tried to kill herself or something. She wasn't kicked out. She just left on her own and wasn't allowed back in. Like, this argument that she was kicked out. Like, no, that's not what happened. She left, and we decided not to let her back in, because she called all of us, like, pieces of shit, or cunts, or whatever. I don't remember exactly what she called us. It was mean words, okay?
And many tweet threads responding to this drama where he name-dropped Z, which is a point of contention for me, so I will not be linking them here.
I don't
Now,
care. I'm
in my
sorry. Public accusations, you forfeited your rights to anonymity. She literally, hold on. Wait, how are people going to argue? Please tell me. How are people going to argue that she wants to be anonymous when she's literally gone... She literally went on Kevin Logan's stream to get signal boosted. You should go mass dislike this, by the way. Fuck Kevin Logan. He's a fucking slimy bitch. Literally went on Kevin Logan's stream to, like, have her little, like, unsubstantiated claims about me crying fest and get shouted out. Have all of her social media... yeah, go check out have her social media shouted out here. Like, I'm sorry, she's literally publicly came out with these claims. She doesn't get to be anonymous here. She only wants to be named by people who are backing her up. Anyone who's trying to defend themselves, or defend me, I guess, against the false claims, she doesn't want to be named by. You don't get to pick and choose. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line. You don't get to pick and choose there.
This drama isn't anything worth canceling over on its own, as it seemed like at the end of the day, a miscommunication that could have been solved by a simple apology. However, after Z shared her story on Twitter, a bigger YouTuber, ThoughtSlime, picked up on it and tweeted that Xander has a sex cult. This is where, as Xander puts it in his video,
an anti-BreadTube Twitter has blown it up and signal boosted the drama in an attempt to try and hurt my reputation. Unfortunately, it's kind of working. Every post on our BreadTube has at least one post talking about this, and I've even had fucking ThoughtSlime, a much larger YouTuber than me, claiming I have a sex cult after blocking me. So yeah, it's time to make a video about it. So before...
It blew up, and Xander started talking about it. Now, you might think that the BreadTube community would be relatively scandalous, because people on the left tend to be just a tad more conscious about issues like
scandal-less? Scandalous less? Well, I don't even know what you would use in terms, like, because scandal-less would imply it's not, there's no scandal that happens.
Scandalous means it is.
But scandalous means it's but she means scandal-less. Like, there's no scandal. You would think BreadTube would be scandal-less. Because everyone's
a weird choice of words.
It's because there's, I don't know how you would even do that. Yeah, it's a little nitpicky. Well, I'm not even nitpicking. I'm just curious how you would, like, word that. Anyway, regardless, this is, like, probably one of the dumbest scandals I've ever seen in my fucking life, okay? This is just a blatant argument, or this is just a blatant display of how badly so many people want to, like, put me in some kind of box for some, like, misbehavior. But because I haven't really done, like, for Vosh, it was the Poppy drama, right? And that was pretty incriminating. That was pretty incriminating. I'll give it that. But there's nothing like that for me. There's no, like, screenshots of me being super creepy in DMs or anything like that. There's just this sort of, there's this whole thing where if you word it or twist it in a certain way, it can be kind of yikesy, and you can say, maybe I engage in sexual relationships with fans, and this is the most they have against me. It's really weird how these type of people, like, go out of their way specifically to accuse, like, the BreadTubers they don't like of being sex pests. It's always that, right? It's always the sex pest thing. I don't know. You got anything to say about it?
I don't know. They have a really low bar for what constitutes a sexual relationship, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, me and her have already watched this together, so it's pretty. Yeah, Kevin Logan is a good argument for genociding palms. Kevin Logan's a good argument for just general like eugenics, I would say. You guys remember when alleged feminist Kevin Logan called Seanhead a like blatantly misogynistic like comment saying, I think he called Seanhead like a cum bucket or something like that, like not even just like calling her a bitch, which is like, okay, sure. I mean, like like calling a woman a cum bucket is a blatantly misogynistic comment. Like, there's no getting around that. It's not like that's not even idpol. That is a extremely gendered. That is an extremely gendered insult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oof. Yeah. Gotta love feminist Kevin Logan and his. Oh god.
An abuse of power. However, there tends to be an opposite effect, because people on our side are so vigilant that some people are, very trigger happy to accuse people, even when it might turn out not to be true. This was even the case in Xander Hall's situation, as he has been called a rapist, even though Z herself has made it very clear from the get-go that that was not what she was saying. I also want to make it very clear now that that is not what I am saying either. Because of the culture of LeftTube and the nature that eventually everyone will be cancelled for something, one of Xander's main defenses to this drama was that the people who are trying to cancel him for this are these same woke scolds and should therefore be ignored.
No.
I know this is a thing, so
Listen, there is a very particular group of people online, particularly in the leftist space, that very commonly engage in this kind of stuff, that will literally jump on any opportunity that they can find in order to try and discredit my existence. They could argue against my points, they could argue against my methods, they could, but it's way easier to just target my existence, target my being, my personality, my morality, rather than my ideas. It's what they do with ContraPoints. It's what they do to Vosh. It's what they do to basically every leftist figure. I mean, you saw what they did to ContraPoints. They accuse her, to this day, they accuse her of being a hateful, bigoted, true scum, some even say she's a Nazi or a fascist, depending on how crazy you want to go.
ContraPoints is a fascist or a Nazi.
True. I mean, everyone does want her to stomp on their throat.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Self-included.
It's true, yeah. ContraPoints is on, there are two people who get a free pass that my girlfriend's allowed to have sex with without, just like, no matter what, just if she gets the opportunity. ContraPoints and Ash Coffin. Those are her two freebies.
Yeah.
Those are the two ones. I don't know if I have any freebies. She's not very jealous of that. But yeah, regardless. Yeah, so I guess in that way, Contra is kind of fashy. Everyone wants her to stomp on their throat.
I ask everyone watching this, if you know who Xander Hall is, you know that he would want you to listen to both sides of any argument. So please strap in, there's a lot to unpack.
So, hold on. Yes, I do want people to listen to both sides of every argument, but when it's an argument that is just absolutely torn apart by the reality of everything that happened, when there is a myriad of screenshots and evidence and literal eyewitness testimony that goes against the claims being made, I feel like maybe that's the point where you need to stop taking a particular argument seriously, okay? I feel like I did a pretty good job of debunking basically all of these claims in my video about this drama in the first place, but the drama just won't die, so... Sure, okay.
Like every day. Like 15 new videos of ONISION are uploaded every single day. Like, this isn't unusual. So I figure that the reasoning for why people go after
Alright, let's see how I'm similar to ONISION,
guys.
guys. Here we go.
And he causes demonstrable harm to the community, to online spaces, to real life spaces. He causes harm. So, through that same logic, I can justify covering Blair White over and over and over again. Yeah.
It's funny that Xander should mention ONISION in that video in April, Because Xander's behavior these past few months in response to these allegations have reminded me of a lot of things that ONISION also did. Now, ONISION is undoubtedly worse than Xander. I want to reiterate again here that I am not claiming Xander helped anyone, simply that he is abusing his power and that he's still at least, maybe, probably, definitely a little sexist. One thing that really...
Everybody is a little sexist. We live in a sexist society. Shit tons of misogynistic ideas are literally drilled into our brains since birth. That's the whole point of a patriarchal society. This is everybody who is even the slightest bit woke, this is a basic, level 1 woke understanding you have to have. You have to let go of your pride and accept that, yeah, everybody has internalized racism, everyone has internalized homophobia, everyone has internalized sexism, blah, 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 any type of bigotry, because these bigotries are very much ingrained in the society we grew up in, and no man is an island. You are a product of the environment that you grow up in. If you grow up in a society that is very sexist or racist or so on and so on and so on, you're going to have a few of those implicit biases in you. And of course, I definitely have some. But she's going to show a bunch of clips of me, I believe, if I remember correctly, making misogynistic jokes. And that's a bit of a stretch. That's a bit of a stretch.
Really stuck out to me as problematic in ONISION's response to one of his victims, Shiloh's accusations, was not him saying that he didn't do these things, but rather that she wanted it and then freaked out and changed her mind later for the clout. At one point, she had a mental breakdown and she definitely did some not cool stuff, which ONISION caught on camera. One thing she did was threaten to kill herself. ONISION used Shiloh's words here to turn the story on her and claim that she was the abusive one, since
So, for starters, there's a few, this is why this is a bad comparison, right? So first, ONISION is most definitely guilty of everything he did. There's a lot of evidence to back this up, myriad of screenshots, video evidence, eyewitness testimony, so on and so on. And the same exists to go against Spooky's claims. There's a shit ton of screenshots, evidence, and eyewitness testimony that backs up that Spooky is lying and that her claims are untrue. So for one, no. There's no evidence to support the idea that Spooky is a victim of anything I did. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So no, not even a good comparison from the start. Also, let's talk about, let's assume that this is a good comparison. So one of Onision's victims may have had a bit of a mental breakdown and said some not great things, maybe threatened to kill herself or himself. I think one of Onision's partners is now a trans dude. So it's not that one? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't follow the Onision shit. I'm not a big follower of the Wings of Redemption. What's his name? The guy that's known for e-begging a lot. What's his name? He's Darkside Phil, DSP. I don't follow all those dramas, the internet locale type people that the internet hates. Okay, I'm not a big follower of that. Okay, so I apologize if my knowledge on these people is fairly limited, okay? Okay. So, what Spooky did was unquestionably abusive behavior. Now, I don't argue that you should discredit what Spooky has said and what the people that support her have said because of what she did here, and which I'm about to show you, only that you should look at the evidence, the totality of said evidence, and consider all of that when you decide who you want to believe in this whole debacle. Let's see, where is the screenshot of her saying... Here it is. So, let's see if this is a little bit different from how Cancel Couture is framing it. So here are some screenshots from my Discord server, messages that Spooky posted towards me and my friends in our friend group after she disappeared for a little while and allegedly had tried to kill herself or something. I wasn't really involved with this. I was asleep when all of this shit happened, but apparently some people in our friend group managed to find her actual name and address and everything and call the police to try to stop her from killing herself because she started saying she was going to commit suicide. It was a whole big thing. I wasn't really there for it, but that's what happened. So, Spooky said, "The fact you didn't message me, missing for 5 days, shows how much of snakes you are. You never cared." Oh, we were all blocked, by the way. We literally couldn't.
Right after she said everyone to go fuck themselves
Yeah,
and left the server.
Yeah, she told everyone to go fuck themselves, left our friend group, and then blocked us all. There was literally, we couldn't message her. What are you talking about? Too bad, it's all your faults. You can deny it, but it's all your faults that I attempted to kill myself. It's all your fault. So, I feel like there's no twisting that needs to be done here to say she's blatantly saying that it's me and my friend's fault if she decided to kill herself or attempted suicide. Yeah, not really comparable to the Shiloh thing with Onision. Sorry, that's not really comparable. The evidence doesn't back that up.
Threatening someone with suicide is emotionally abusive.
Yep.
And this proof
That's what she
that
did.
Shiloh was evil and manipulative actually worked for some people. As more victim stories came
I want to make it very clear, I don't think Spooky is evil or like a bad person, okay? I want to make this very clear right now. I want to make it very clear publicly what my opinion on Spooky is to this day and has been since the beginning of this drama. I think Spooky is a very emotionally, I think Spooky is a woman who is in a very bad place in her life, both materially, in terms of like her actual material living conditions, and mentally. I think that she is very desperate for validation and friendship, and after she had a mental breakdown and sort of, in a moment of weakness, lost her friendship with me and all of my friends and whatnot, she decided to go off and find a new community of people that she could become friends with and find belonging with. And that community ended up being the woke scolds, because those people were the only ones that, because she had the ability to sort of gain a lot of social capital with them by sort of making these allegations towards me, which is which they wanted. That's why they all signal boosted her and became friends with her. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think she's evil. I know she is malicious in the sense that she is lying about it, but I don't think she wants to like ruin my career or some shit, or that she's like this evil person who wants to destroy me. I think she's just using what she has, or what what leverage she has to gain social capital and a group of people that she feels she can gain friendship and camaraderie with. That's my position. She's not evil. I'm not morally impugning her. I'm not saying that her moral state is why you should disregard anything she says. It's look at the evidence, look at the screenshots, listen to the eyewitness testimony of everyone else involved. Simple as that.
out about how ONISION would prey on barely legal women, more evidence came out from ONISION of these young girls doing things like lying in relationships, acting with extreme rage, or generally not following set relationship boundaries, which is not okay. So, did these girls deserve what happened to them? Were they equally at fault in this relationship since they were shitty too? Well, no. I think the moral we can actually take from this story is that if you date young people, it is more likely to blow up, because high schoolers don't know how to have a healthy relationship yet, and so to expect them to be on the same level of emotional maturity is an unfair standard to put on a woman who is in her teens. It also feels pretty convenient that when shit blows up, these young women almost invariably don't act as the angel victim, and that becomes a...
So, I assume she's referring to me now, me and Spooky now, because she's showing screenshots of me on screen. So, I don't know why she's framing Spooky as being, like, way younger than me, but I was 20 and she was 19. This isn't, like, an insane age gap, okay? I'm sorry. This is, like, less than a year of an age gap. Like, this isn't, like, some weird problematic, like, I'm younger, like, I don't, yeah. Yeah, it's, if anything, it's a 1 year gap. I don't get this framing.
big focus of the ensuing drama. Why do these fallouts seem to blow up so spectacularly? I mean, personally, I've had some bad relationships in my youth, but nothing to the extreme of threatening suicide. This might be a common question.
Okay, good for you. Also, I'm a public figure. Of course, any drama that happens in my private life is going to become public. That's how being a public figure works. No drama that happens in your normal life ends up being like a private affair when you're a public figure. I've got shit tons of people constantly following everything that I do, whether it be like haters on Kiwi Farms or whatever, or fans on my Reddit or in my Discord or whatever, or Twitter, that follow everything I do, okay? It's just what's going to happen. Public figure, that's how it works.
Question running through the heads of the younger fan base of ONISION and, to some extent, Xander. You might think that while having a relationship with a younger woman might be a little rocky, surely it isn't always this bad.
Well, I mean,
Plus,
like, technically she's a younger woman in the same way that, like, someone who is 6 months younger than another person is younger.
not in any sort of meaningful way.
It's not a meaningful age difference. I really don't like the way this is framed, where it's like younger. I was 20. She was 19. What do you mean younger? And there wasn't even a relationship.
Yeah, that's very true.
We're friends.
Assuming that there was, it still wouldn't be a problematic age difference.
No, the most problematic thing about it would have been the fact that, assuming she was a fan, which I don't believe, nobody else involved believes it. She said she wasn't,
Took
like,
her word for it.
yeah. Also, there's evidence that she hadn't even made her website until like well into her account on my website until well into our friendship, or even become active in chat or anything, or watch my videos. Yeah, I don't like the framing that it was a relationship or that there was like a problematic age gap. It was literally, she was 19, I was 20. I don't know how else to say it. Like, that's not a problematic age gap.
While the age difference between Onision and Shiloh was like 10 years, the difference in age between Xander Hall and Z was only 2. However,
it was 1, maybe even less than 1. There might have been like an age, it might have even been less than like 10 months. I'm not sure exactly how long she'd been 19 when we started talking and being friends, but like, I'm pretty sure it was like less than a year was our age difference. Like, it might have even been like around 4 or 5 months. Yeah.
factor in that Z has autism and claims to be less emotionally mature, this deficit may be larger. Personally, from watching Xander's and Z's stream on this issue, it is obvious to me that Xander is more mature for his age, while Z is less. But
okay. Scalding hot take. Prepare yourselves, chat. Even if you are any type of disabled, saying that autistic people are mentally underage or mentally immature or like less capable of being in like adult situations is ableist as fuck, okay? Really fucking ableist. Alright? I know I say retard sometimes, and people get mad about that because it's an ableist word, but this is like actual unironic ableism. This is the kind of ableist rhetoric that really hurts autistic people or like differently abled people. Like infantilization and whatnot. I guarantee you, more people who are like autistic, or whatever, are hurt by the belief or the misconception that autistic people are like mentally children or mentally incapable of being adults or just being normal people, normal people, than like occasionally someone saying, wow, this game is retarded, or oh man, I'm such a retard whenever they do something dumb, I guess. Like, I'm sorry, but this is like actual, what she is repeating here, the rhetoric that she is engaging in, is the thought process that actually tangibly hurts a massive amount of autistic people or like differently abled people in the world.
Ableism is totally okay as long as it's being weaponized against
Ableism is okay as long as it's weaponized against people you don't like.
Can't say the R slur.
It's true. Yeah. It's the aesthetics of, it's as Vosh says, the aesthetics of progressivism is all they care about.
Yeah.
age is just a factor. Another huge factor that Onision and Xander Hall have in common is their power dynamics, both in finding their partners and in how they respond when their partners accuse.
Partners? So, let's talk about how we met, because this is my actual partner. Like, this is my girlfriend, okay? None of the other people in our friend group were partners or in a relationship with me other than a friend relationship, like we're friends. I had like, 9,000, 10,000? I think I had a little over 10,000 followers.
I think it was like 10 or 11,000.
I had like 10 or 11,000 subs. Lonnie had watched a few of my videos, came into my Discord DM, or not my Discord DMs, my Instagram DMs, and started like messaging me. And we started talking, and we started video chatting, and then after like a couple months or whatever, we started like considering each other to be in a relationship. And then now we're living together. Is that a problematic like relationship? What do you guys think? I mean, she was aware of my online presence. Does that mean like there's a power dynamic in our relationship? I mean, she's 28 and I'm 21. You could make the argument there's an age power dynamic there. Is it balanced out because I'm a public figure with like 40,000 subs, and so like my power over like the age and the the power I have, the power she has from her age over me, and the power I have as a public figure kind of like balance out. It's like a stalemate, you know? They cancel each other. Is that how it works,
I
or
think it's
or
gotta
what?
be like determined on a case by case basis. You know, like
Yeah, but
something
no-
to be aware of, but not.
Well,
you know.
yeah, of course. That's how it should be. You should consider these things on a case by case basis. Like, if so, I think Shoe on Head and Armored Skeptic, like Shoe was a fan of Armored Skeptic, and they were engaged for like a year or something like that, and had been in a relationship for like over half a decade or some shit. Like, in that case, I don't think there was a problematic power imbalance, even though Shoe had used to be a fan of him. Now, if we're talking about like what happened in the Smash community, with large public figures in the Smash community going along and having actual sexual relationships with underage fans, raping them, you know, that's a problem. We can consider that an issue, but like,
Also, you weren't in a relationship with anybody
I wasn't in a
else.
relationship with anyone but you.
Yeah.
But I was using you as an
I know,
example.
but I'm just
'cause,
saying that, like-
yeah, you're the only person I've dated since I became like a streamer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So like even there's I don't know, just chatting on Discord a little bit and sending some pictures back, posting pictures in a Discord.
yeah,
it's
in
not
like a public, not
Yeah.
public, but
Yeah,
but
like
in like a Discord
with multiple people. that-
channel
Yeah.
where multiple people were in there, like horny posting at each other. Like that's not a sexual relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, like or like relationship as it's often defined.
Accuse them of misconduct. Now, here's
Certainly
another
not
difference
partners.
because Xanderhall denies that Z was a fan. I will be responding to this
Yeah,
point
no, she
later in this
wasn't.
video.
I'm pretty sure
Both
she
Xander and ONISION, though, have used their power to try and silence their accusers, which is a classic trait of an unhealthy power dynamic. ONISION is known
So-
for this classic video.
I'm sorry, but the allegations that I have, like that I like abused a fan, like I abused an autistic fan who, as people like to frame it, a lot younger than me, less than a year age difference. That is like a damning accusation. Accusations like that end careers, okay? So no, I shouldn't just leave it alone and not acknowledge it. What else should I
We're
do?
just trying to address it.
They're public false accusations against me. I'm using evidence to address them, as my girlfriend said. That's not leveraging my power over the person. I even said in my video talking about the drama not to go out of your way to harass her, and if I find out that you did, I will like permanently ban you from my community and you'll never be allowed back in. Like how else am I supposed to respond? This isn't leveraging my power. This is literally just defending myself against false accusations.
Video style of, this girl did something terrible to me. I know you guys love me and want to send her hate, but please don't. It's a classic trick of Onision's to send hate to the women speaking out about him, while also appearing as if he's trying to be nice. The most famous example of this
I literally threatened my audience that was viewing the video. I literally said, like, I'm pretty sure I got close to the mic and said, if I find out you went out of your way to harass this girl, or anybody else involved with this, I will ban you permanently from my entire community, and you'll never be allowed to come back. I'm pretty sure I said like something along the lines of exactly that.
Pretty clear.
I have to be able to name a person because like their accusations are public. I have to be able to name them. Okay, like, yeah, and I have to acknowledge the fact that people are gonna go out of their way to harass her. Like if I'm making a video about it, and I have to say don't go harass her. How can I do this in a way that won't have people go out of their way to go harass her? Of course, some amount of people are gonna do it. I'm just gonna ban those people to both discourage the people who are in my community as well as ostracize those that would feel comfortable going out of their way to do that.
being when he doxed one of his victims on Twitter, where he posted a screenshot of a super nice convo between them,
She's
but
talking about me,
accidentally
not me.
left in her phone number. Xanderhall introduced his video with a similar statement as well, but to be fair, he did seem more firm about it, so again, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. But then, Z posted screenshots of her being sent sexual harassment.
It's not a fan of yours.
Who knows who Extreme Dad is? Who here knows of a very big fan of me, Extreme Dad? Any of you guys remember? Huge fan of me and Vosh, Extreme Dad. Anyone remember him? Yeah, no. So Extreme Dad is a brain-damaged Nazi pedophile that was banned from me and Vosh's community like over a year ago, and the dude still hovers around our communities like stalking people. Like most of the people, from my knowledge, that messaged Spooky were people like Extreme Dad, the Nazi pedophile, and Flamenco, the Nazi stalker who's been stalking me and Vosh and like trying to dox us on Kiwi farms for like a year. I mean, I don't think anything I could have said would have stopped them. And most of what they were messaging them was like, so obviously Extreme Dad being a fucking creep, offering her a place to live, and then and then Flamenco asking her for like a picture of my dick. That's true. He did that. He asked her for she posted a screenshot of it on her Twitter and like told him off, which is pretty funny. I'll give her that. A Flamenco asked her to see a picture of my
She
dick and
also
for
tweeted
screenshots.
previous to that, like hit my DMs if you want pictures of Xander's dick.
Or to know how big it is.
Or yeah, that's what it was.
Or
Yeah.
something. It was something
so
like
I mean,
that.
she like baited for that sort of like DM in the first place.
Now people are gonna go message her now. Listen, nothing I can do to stop that. No, but regardless, I made it very clear in my video, don't go out of your way to harass her or anything, or anyone else involved. It wasn't just her, it was everyone else involved. He wanted to see her dick? Of course he did. Dude, fucking Nazis, they're all closeted gay, okay?
harassment due to the video, which means that despite Xander's intentions in making his video, he was sending harassment Z's way. With this being an undeniable fact now, I asked him to edit out her name like she had asked, and like he had done with all of the other girls mentioned in the video, since he had previously said it wasn't his intentions to send a girl who he knows is mentally unwell hate. He didn't
As
respond.
I've said, one, her name's been changed. Her online, like I don't remember exactly what she's changed it to, but it's not Spooky anymore. She's changed her name. Two, public accusations. She literally like went to find places to get platforms so her like accusations could get like more spread around more. She's forfeited her
she's
her
finding
right
those
to anonymity.
platforms, posting links to her social media
Because they're backing her up, yeah. I get to, I'm sorry, I get to name my accuser when I defend myself. It's as simple as that. This is how it works in the court of law. This is how it works just when you're in the court of public opinion. Can you mute the mic while the video is playing? Sure.
But his girlfriend Lonnie did, and he was liking her tweets, so I assume his opinion is similar. I'll be using some screenshots of the conversation I had with Lonnie and my good friend Cool Dogs as some proof in this video. Just know that Xander was in the likes the entire time, that Lonnie is Xander's girlfriend, and that Lonnie had said that she was talking to Xander during this discussion. Lonnie couldn't get...
Okay, so she's going to show a bunch of screenshots of her talk with Lonnie. So for starters, I like all of Lonnie's tweets, okay? If I get a notification in my little notification things that Lonnie has posted a tweet or something, I'm gonna like it. She's my girlfriend, like, sure. And I'm not gonna respond to this person who, by the way, had made their account that month, and was like clearly, from my understanding, a troll. Oh shit! We also have Extreme Dad in chat, the Nazi pedophile. What a prompt. What a prompt speak of the devil, you know? Tough scene.
give me a straight answer as to why Xander showed Z's name. The best argument she put forth was that Z had been lying, so Xander needed to show her name to prove it was her so that she couldn't lie about it.
Well, not just prove that it's her, like everyone already knows her name. She made her accusations public. Like there's...
Yeah, that was one point out of many that she decided to single out, and she said was a very good
And
point
she
at the
even-
time, and said that it was a very justifiable reason for
And
that.
and then when Riley Grace Rashawn covered this,
Yeah, she
even walked back on this because the idea that maybe she'd get harassment because, yeah, I'll mute the mic, just give me a second, guys. The idea that she'll get harassment for me naming her was like the only claim that she didn't walk back on, or that she actually had like maybe a little bit of a point on, and she walked back on it when Riley Grace covered
it.
it.
Screenshot in Riley Grace's Discord chat with Spooky's name in it.
Yeah, she did. One of the
I don't know
screenshots
if
she
just
showed
forgot to
literally
censor
had
it, or-
Spooky's name in it uncensored.
Yeah.
Mind you, like, this isn't doxing. It was her online name.
Yeah, and it was
Like,
an old online name that hasn't even been.
that isn't even in use anymore. Also, like, I know Spooky's real name. I know her docs because our friend group found it so we could call the police. Well, I didn't do it, but so they could call the police to like, because she said she was going to kill herself, to like call the police and get her and stop her, right? So, no one's doxing her, okay? Relax.
thing is, not only were most of these screenshots on Twitter already uncensored, but he could also just post uncensored screenshots in response if Z actually did go on to lie about it. I pointed this out, and Lonnie ended up agreeing with me, and saying that her opinion just differed from Xander.
No, she didn't.
Despite this, though, Xander didn't feel like it was necessary to respond to this criticism or take Z's name out of the video. To me, if I genuinely...
Okay. The reason why I didn't feel like responding to them is because the account was made like a week before, had like no followers, and was named some like offshoot of cancel culture. Like I was 90% sure this person was like a Nazi just pretending to be a leftist, just like trolling on Twitter, just like a psyop type thing. I don't feel like I don't do Twitter arguments anymore, okay? But if my girlfriend's arguing with them, of course I'm gonna like her tweets. I like all of my girlfriend's tweets. Yeah.
Didn't want Z receiving hate, and I had proof that me showing her Twitter handle in the video I made resulted in her receiving hate, I would take her name out. And I think the fact that Xander still hasn't is indicative of the fact that he's not really just trying to share his side of the story, but also to send people to shut down Z's.
So Spooky is lying, okay? She's literally lying. Literally fucking lying. But also, no, her accusation's are already public. I'm not going to censor her name and, like, stifle my ability to defend myself against false accusations out of respect for the person who's lying about me. Like, no. Fuck you. Eat my ass.
Xander Hall has a known history of being problematic, but he has an even more recent history with objectifying women. In one of his videos, he talks about how he would always call girls thick. Someone told him this was objectifying, and he stopped.
6 months ago, it would have been around September of last year. I used to make a lot of comments about women, generally cis women. I'd be like, oh yeah, she's thick. Like whenever I would do, whenever I would like see like an attractive woman on screen, right? And this was generally done in like a really joking way. But a fairly well-known person in my community, Salty Ace, made a video about it, saying Xander Hall, or at the time it was Pig Puncher, but Xander Hall, I think this is pretty misogynistic and disgusting. It's objectifying, and I think you need to stop. And I watched their video, and they made some pretty damn good points. And I came out of that like, I do feel a little emotionally hurt that I'm being called out by a fan. You know, it hurts my ego, it hurts my pride. But they made some good fucking points. They made some damn good points that I can't argue against. And you know what I did? I changed up my attitude, and I changed up my rhetoric, and I stopped engaging in as much, I suppose you could say, objectification from then on out. And I think it's important.
He seems to pat.
So this is like flashing a word on screen saying as much. Oh, so he still does it, like being really pedantic with the wording of it. So basically what happened was, back when I was a much smaller creator, I used to make jokes about how particular women are thick. Like, damn, boy, she thick, was always the joke. And I thought it was funny, and I thought it was like a good meme. But someone in my community named Salty Ace, you probably know of them, ended up making a video about it and being like, hey, it was a very constructive video, like constructive criticism. It's like, hey, you know, it's probably not good, might be considered kind of misogynistic by some. And I was like, okay, so these are some pretty good arguments, and I changed it up. Now, obviously, I make like vaguely misogynistic jokes, like I'll say femoid and stuff like that as a meme, but besides that, I don't really feel like I engage in much misogyny, other than, you know, the already existent implicit, or what is it called? Implicit or internalized misogyny, or whatever, the unconscious misogyny everybody has. You know, that's how it works. Hey, Salty Ace, you're already in chat. Poggers.
Himself on the back.
Also, Salty Ace, I'm pretty sure, does not support cancel couture using their criticism of me as like comparable to this. I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure they commented on the video something along the lines of like, fuck you, fuck this bitch. Yeah, it was a good meme. Yeah. No, this is nowhere near the level of like constructive criticism as what Salty Ace levied my way, which is good criticism, you know. And I think my rhetorical strategy is better because of that criticism.
A lot for this moment, but honestly, if he's really willing to change, it can be deserved. So, the first thing I did when I had a problem with him was try to discuss it in a Twitter thread of the drama. Like I said, Lonnie debated me over it for a while, but Xander stayed in the likes pretty much, even though I called him on it. Fair enough, to give him the benefit of the
Called him for liking at his girlfriend's tweet.
Yep, your account was made in May and has 1 follower and cancel in the name. You're also acting like a reactionary caricature of a lefty. I'm pretty sure you are a Nazi sock puppet account. That was my response. I don't do Twitter arguments, guys. I don't do Twitter arguments. Come on the stream and debate me if you want to argue with me, and I'll do it. I don't do Twitter arguments.
doubt, he has previously said just to DM him. So I did. On Twitter and Discord. I put a lot of thought into it and was very nice, but sadly did not get a response.
I'm sorry, but I get like, do you guys want to see? I probably shouldn't leak my like DMs, but I wish I could show you how many DMs I have from people all the time. Like, I've been sitting on DMs from fairly large public figures for days at a time. Like I'll look at my Twitter DMs and see, oh, Peter Coffin and Shuon Head have messaged me. I'll get to that in 2 days. I'm very bad at answering DMs, okay? I promise you, if I get DMs, if you DM me, I'm not being an asshole or anything. I'm just really bad at getting DMs, and I'll get to it later, okay? Now, I am going to be debating this girl pretty soon on stream once everything is all settled and established and I've got my new mic working and everything. I might get like a whole new mic altogether, like a condenser microphone or something. We'll see. But yeah, no, I'm sorry I didn't respond to you when you sent me a big fucking paragraph. Yeah. Debate Calvin Gara first. We're gonna schedule a time with Calvin Gara. Full XLR, baby? Maybe. I might get the Go XLR as a replacement for my shitty, broken, newer box.
So I feel like my only option to have my concerns heard at this point is to make a video about it. Now, like the allegations, this point is relative.
You could've... Okay, here's the one way you're guaranteed to debate with me, okay? Come into my chat when I'm live and say some dumb shit. Say some really dumb shit in chat and actually mean it, and you'll be guaranteed to get brought in, okay? That'll be how it works.
Relatively small on its own. But as we start to add these instances up, we get a clearer picture of Xander's at the very least subconscious misogynistic beliefs about women, and also his unwillingness to change his beliefs, despite marketing himself as if that were true. Here's a recent example of him objectifying women.
Let's go over this. I don't like Tulsi's politics, but she was the Coomer's candidate. Can I get some like, any other Coomers in here think Tulsi is hot? Like, okay, I'm sorry. It is not misogynistic to find women hot. It's not, okay? Women wearing exercise clothing, like tight pants and stuff like that, and doing squats and like push-ups and shit, and burpees is hot, okay? It's hot. I'm a Coomer. It's hot. Is it hot?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hot, yeah. It's kind of hot. Yeah, Coomers, it's kind of hot. Is it misogynistic? Maybe. I mean, depending on the context, I guess. But you guys do know that the thirsting after Tulsi meme was massively popularized by Shoe on Head, right? Tulsi is a good candidate, fuck you. That's unfortunate for you. No, she's not. She's not a good candidate at all. But she is hot. Anyway. Yeah, so I made like a joke tweet about how she's like the Coomer candidate.
To clarify, I watched this video and it is not a thirst trap. It is her doing a military workout in a long sleeve shirt and yoga pants. Clearly not sex.
Women are still in denial about yoga pants to this day. It's really unfortunate. Hey, if you're watching this and you're a woman, you should probably know that like if you wear yoga pants, people are looking at your butt. They are, okay? Yoga pants. Don't be in denial about yoga pants, okay? It's embarrassing.
Sexual.
Nothing sexual.
Do I really need to explain why sexualizing women doing their job, especially in an already sexist field, is wrong? Oh, apparently I do, because Xander sees this as just being a Coomer. As a Coomer myself, I'm offended by the implication.
Bullshit. Bullshit. I do not believe that this lady is a Coomer, okay? I bet this lady has had sex a quarter of the amount of times I have, which is not all that much, honestly, because I'm waiting till marriage. Bullshit. I don't believe you, okay? Nobody is this prude when it comes to anything. This is stolen valor. This is stolen Coomer valor is what's happening right here. I feel fucking offended right now. I feel offended. I am genuinely offended. This is stolen Coomer valor. I'm mad. I'm genuinely upset by this. This is unacceptable. No, but this lady definitely isn't anything approximating a Coomer. No Coomer would ever make the argument that yoga pants aren't a thirst trap. Okay? It's just not, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This lady's not a Coomer. I'm calling bullshit.
A basic definition of objectification is the act of treating a person solely as an object of sexual desire. So basically exactly what he did in this post, saying that he thinks her politics, which is her job, are bad.
I'm gonna have a Coomer take right here. I don't know who this character is because I don't play Smite. Hold on, I'm gonna make my, hold on. There we go. I don't play Smite, so I don't know who this character is, but she's thick as fuck, okay? I'm sorry, this character is very hot. That'll be my one Coomer moment right here. An actual Coomer would have like stopped the video in the editing and done a little arrow, like a little red arrow, and typed out hot as fuck, okay? That's what a real Coomer would have done. That's the litmus test that she's failed already.
saying that he thinks her politics, which is her job, are bad. But damn, is she hot in those leggings! Now this segment is a multi-parter because as I've tried.
Sorry, I want to repeat that because
I said you can do your job badly, but still look hot in your yoga pants.
it's true. It's true. It's true.
Tried to make clear, it's not only the original instance that is an issue, but also how Xanderhall responded. His treatment of this allegation has brought up a lot of these smaller things that have been present for a while, but altogether really demonstrate the problems with how he is using his power and how he treats women. Xanderhall used some problematic screenshots and defenses against Z, in my opinion. For instance, he posted this in his response.
The evidence, oh no, the evidence is against, it goes against my narrative. They're problematic screenshots. He shouldn't have shown them. They make her look bad. He shouldn't have shown them. Oh no. Oh. Yeah, Xander got power.
Video. Personally, I feel like that was meant to portray Z as unreasonable, since getting so upset over Star Wars fanfic does seem a little crazy.
Yeah. It's unreasonable, but I didn't just show it because it's like, okay, I could understand if this was like an unrelated thing that happened and I was like showing it to muddy the water or poison the well and make Spooky seem scared, like crazy or something, but this was literally why she left the friend group. This freak out over Star Wars shit was why she left. This was the sole reason. I showed the screenshot because it's relevant, not because it makes her look bad. It just so happens that the girl who is making a false accusation towards me, when you look at the evidence, looks bad because it's very clear that she's lying about her accusations, and you're uncomfortable with that. Okay.
In my opinion, this screenshot shows that this mental breakdown was about more than just Raylo, which is why it makes sense that she would try to explain the pain using a
That was literally all about Raylo. There's literally nothing in that screenshot
It says, oh,
that
Xander's abusive, or whatever. It just says that she's upset about Raylo.
I was literally asleep when this happened too.
You weren't even in that conversation.
At the time I slept until like 5 p.m. every day. Okay, I was literally so asleep. I might as well not have even existed in this world whenever this happened. Okay, no, I was not involved with any of this. She got mad and fucking left. Okay, like, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. She looked at a screenshot that says nothing along the lines of what she thinks it is and extrapolated something else from it. I don't know how to argue against that. It's just dumb. This is not good logic.
reference of past trauma. Regardless of what this says about Z, Xander left in the part about Z's history with sexual assault in the screenshot that is meant to discredit her character. He even went so far as to say that Z referencing her own past trauma was trivializing of sexual assault, which felt like a very low blow.
Notice how she said she would rather be made fun of for being raped when she was younger than for being a Raylo stan and liking The Last Jedi? This trivializing of ableism and sexual assault also really upset the other women in our friend group, and we'll get to that later.
She said that she would rather be made fun of for having been raped when she was younger and for being disabled than for being a Raylo stan. And that literal trivialization of ableism and sexual assault upset everyone else in the friend group.
Yeah.
This isn't trying to impugn her moral character. This is just things that she said. Aren't these the people that talk so much about how like people need to be held accountable for what they say and do? But then when you try to hold somebody that they like accountable for what they said and did, then they get really mad about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's yikes. It's really yikes. Really is.
If you're giving Xanderhall the benefit of the doubt right now, then good. We think alike. I gave him the benefit of the doubt too, the first time he did.
Can we talk about how we are 15 minutes into this 43-minute video called Xanderhall the ONISION of BreadTube, and she's still saying, oh, I gave Xanderhall the benefit of the doubt as well. Like, did she backpedal that point or what? I don't even know. It's so weird. We gotta get through this video, okay? We gotta hurry.
This. About 3 to 4 months ago now, Xanderhall made a response video to some other drama circulating BreadTube that included a pretty graphic description of someone's childhood sexual assault. DJ did not want their CSA story out there, so for the sake of anonymity, we will be calling them DJ.
Hey guys, this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to give all the context to this, okay? This is about a video I made on somebody called Social Justice Demon. They did a public attack towards Patricia Taxon and told Patricia Taxon to kill herself. Hold on, can we actually... okay, I'm sorry. This person is a piece of shit and they're public about their being a piece of shit, so I'm not... I don't care about, like, maintaining the anonymity of these people, okay? They don't get that privilege, okay? Hold on. Alright, let's see. Where's my video on them? Xander Hall, most abusive woke scold. Here it is.
Person is crossed that line. But let's go ahead and continue.
So, I was basically going over the Twitter presence of a fairly prominent woke scold person on Twitter, who literally engages in blatantly abusive behavior constantly. He's a pretty, like, blatant piece of shit. Now, Social Justice Demon here made a post. Okay, so Social Justice Demon made a post after a long beef with Patricia Taxon on Twitter, telling Patricia Taxon to go play in traffic and kill herself. And I showed the screenshot of Social Justice Demon's tweet telling Patricia Taxon to go kill herself to illustrate the fact that these people engage in blatantly abusive behavior. And SJD, as we'll call him, in the tweet telling Patricia to go kill herself also included a vague reference to him having been, like, sexually assaulted when he was younger. Mind you, this was a public tweet on his public Twitter. I don't care how small your account is, but you don't get to reel back and claim that I'm, like, spreading your child sexual assault, your CSA, because you included a mention of it in a tweet in which you tell a BreadTuber to go kill themselves. Like, I'm sorry. That's not how it works. So no, I didn't include, like, a graphic... I didn't include this graphic recollection of this person's child sexual assault. It was literally like... I wish I had the exact screenshot, because it was such a vague reference. Like, the clear... I don't even comment on it. It's literally just a reference to it in a tweet that's mostly about... since it's mostly about... the telling... what's her name? Patricia Taxon to kill herself, okay? Yeah. Do you plan on reaching out to her after stream? I think you should maybe debate her after... Yeah, I'm already debating her in Lone Grifter. It's already on the docket, okay? We've already arranged it after I get my new microphone and everything all set and we're all good.
Now, to be honest, neither side comes out looking great in the story, and I don't want to muddy the waters of this video about Xander Hall with my take on a different drama. The reason I'm talking about it here is because Xander Hall inserted himself into this drama and made a video about it, essentially shitting on DJ the whole time, as well as speaking about DJ's story of sexual assault, which DJ had made very clear that he didn't want talked about anymore.
I don't give a shit. You tweeted about it publicly, the tweets were still up, and in said tweets where you mention it, you're also telling, like, a prominent BreadTuber to kill themselves. Why do these people all want to remain anonymous whenever it comes to, like, facing any type of consequences for the type of abusive behavior they engage in? But then, like, if they're, like, in their own little hug box and they're cool talking about it, like, it's so weird. Okay. Alright.
Xander knew this, but responded.
Mind you, they posted the tweet talking about their child sexual assault on their public Twitter. It wasn't, like, private information or anything like that.
Now, this seems like a pretty shitty excuse to me. First of all, DJ had less than 200 followers at the time and did not at the person they were talking about.
Yeah, okay, so for starters, yes, he did. He did at the person they were talking about. Also, I don't care. I don't care how small of an account you have. If you publicly tweet about something, then if you publicly tweet about something, then you don't get to claim that it was, like, private information. No matter how small your account is, you know.
Sent that person a screenshot. So as they have said, they did not expect thousands of people to see it, and I think that's reasonable. Additionally, as someone who has shared one of their stories of abuse on Twitter before, I feel like it's not fair to say, well, they shared it publicly, so I can use it however I want. When I shared my story, I did it because I felt like the Twitter sphere I had created for myself was a safe...
Don't share your like private things about your life on Twitter if you think that you're, like, your little Twitter community that you're in is a safe place to do it. Okay, don't do that. That's not how you should do anything. Twitter is a public platform. Unless you have your account privated, anyone can see it. That's just, I'm sorry. That's how it's Twitter isn't like, unless you private it, Twitter is a public place. Okay. Now on top of that, I'd like to point out that I didn't use Social Justice Demon's story of sexual assault in any way. There was a vague reference to it in a screenshot that was being used to illustrate his abusive behavior, because in said screenshot he tells prominent BreadTuber Patricia Taxon to go kill herself. So no, I didn't use his child sexual assault. It was completely unrelated, completely like not in any way related to what was being talked about. So I don't know why this is like a point that she's making.
Safe enough environment to where I wouldn't face mockery. Also, since now Xander Hall's gonna tell everybody, I was flashed as a kid. Just like with Z, in Xander's
Yeah, I didn't catch that one before I went and watched this.
Since Xander Hall is going to tell everybody, I was flashed as a kid.
How would you even know that?
So how would I even know that? Also, does she think that I'm like this person that
Goes around outing people's
childhood
trauma, like what?
Maybe if she maybe if hold on, maybe I would out her thing if she had tweeted something like this. Okay, hold on, we're gonna get a. Hold on, I got you, homie. Okay, let's say this was her tweet, okay? Maybe then I would have outed her thing, right? If she tweeted this publicly. When I was a kid, I was flashed. Also, Xander Hall is a rapist who likes to eat babies and murder trans women and NBs in his free time. So, if this was a public tweet that was made on her Twitter, would it be bad for me to show this tweet and defend myself against the claim that I'm a rapist who likes to eat babies and murder trans women and NBs in my free time? Because it starts with, when I was a kid, I was flashed. Do you think, mind you, this is a public Twitter post, do you think I could be morally impugned for showing this post in a defense against these claims? I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. But that's my own belief. I'm sorry. Maybe you guys disagree. Let me know.
response to DJ, he used DJ's story of abuse as a way to discredit him.
You should all be able to correct me if I'm wrong here.
No, I didn't.
But there usually is a higher likelihood of you becoming an abuser if you've been abused. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean everyone who's been abused will become one, but it's usually a cycle. Usually, if you're younger, if you get abused by a parent or something, you grow up believing that it's acceptable and being taught that's how you should communicate, and it's very common that people who are abusers were abused when they were younger. And this is clearly what happened with...
Also, just like Z, he totally definitely wasn't sending hate DJ's way.
However, they've now grown...
I love this. I love how this video is supposed to be like Xander Hall, the ONISION of BreadTube ? And then puts a video of ONISION talking with my voice and then says, guys, you missed it, but Xander just took his mask off. This is him. So is she saying like I'm definitively the ONISION of BreadTube? Is she concluding that I am in fact ONISION? Or is this just like some really bad faith poisoning of the well?
Yeah.
Also, yes, I am way hotter than ONISION, and that's not very much of like a hot take.
Up and are probably one of the most rabid attackers of BreadTube in the world. So let's check out their Twitter. Why don't we? Who's excited to check out their Twitter? Oh boy, let's go. So here's their Twitter. Don't harass them or anything. You should probably avoid them as much as possible. Preemptively block them, I don't know. Do what you think is necessary, but I wouldn't recommend harassing them.
The final thing I want to point out about this is
Yes, I'm just like ONISION. If you put an audio of me over ONISION talking, maybe then you could possibly interpret us as being similar. If you're the ONISION of BreadTube, that's a great look for BreadTube. Is it? I wouldn't say so. She probably considers it mask off because you say how the abused perpetuate the cycle of abuse. God, the cycle of abuse thing, Vosh stream in 35 minutes, we'll be done by then, okay? The cycle of abuse thing is a really hard thing to talk about because so many people are so quick to jump to like the ableism accusation. There is a conversation to be had, and it does seem to be pretty common within like the actual psychological like community, like study of psychology, that those who are abused when they're younger can oftentimes end up having those behaviors either normalized socially or possibly have that trauma materialize some kind of abusive behavior in the future, right? This is a thing that can happen. It's talked about, like...
Yeah, barring some sort of other intervention like therapy or...
It's a common thing that happens. It's worth talking about, I think. Am I equipped to talk about it? Probably not. I'm not like, I don't have like any education about it or anything, but it's worth talking about. I mean, like, okay. Yeah. The main reason why I don't talk about that discourse is because I get accused of being ableist all the time by people. It's like the one big thing they have on me besides apparently that I own like a sex cult and I'm like some kind of rapist equivalent to ONISION or something.
Is that Xander Hall said he made this video because DJ did some not great stuff specifically to his BreadTube friends. Keep this in mind.
What was that not great stuff? Cancel Couture?
Mm-hmm.
What was that not great stuff that he did? Do you remember what that not great stuff was that he said?
Well, she's certainly not letting us know, so...
Yeah, she's definitely not letting... I wonder why she's not letting us know what that not great stuff was. I wonder why she's framing it as just not great.
Less not great and more, like, abusive and a serious problem.
So for those that are curious, what Social Justice Demon did was make a video, like a hit piece video on Patricia Taxon, which includes a picture of Patricia Taxon, a censored nude picture of Patricia Taxon in the thumbnail. She made two different thumbnails. One which was like after transition, where it's like Patricia's dick is sort of covered up by like a picture of rags in the thumbnail, and then a picture from a screenshot from before where she's like topless, pre-transition. So that's kind of shitty. And then also the screenshot, as we mentioned before, was him telling Patricia Taxon to go kill herself, to go play in traffic was the exact quote. So yeah, just some bad stuff, guys. No need to like actually say exactly what it was because that would make Cancel Couture's argument seem kind of bad here. But yeah, just some bad stuff. Just some bad stuff.
You know, bad stuff.
Just some bad stuff.
Mind when we get into the discussion about power dynamics. One of the most disturbing trends I noticed in Xander Hall's Twitter after I really started paying attention is that he likes jailbait memes wherein the adult is portrayed as the victim. I don't know if this is because he feels a relation to what happened with Z, who, taking into account her autism, was mentally underage.
And what is again?
We got a lot to unpack there, boys. So for starters, liking memes from like struggle tweets and shit is not liking jailbait memes. I don't like the framing of this, okay? It's really weird. Also, due to her autism, is mentally underage. These are the people that accuse me of being ableist. I just want to make it very clear right here. These are the people who accuse me of being ableist. This is unironic ableism.
That's like the most clear example of ableism I can think of.
Yeah, there's like, on the scale of ableism, you have like mentally disabled people being like denied personhood and healthcare and being like attacked for their like existence. Then you have infantilization by society, which is in like assumption that they are like not capable of being like functioning adults, which I guess like a very small, very, 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 very small percentage of autistic people could be, but like the vast majority of people with ASD or on the spectrum of ASD or whatever are perfectly fine to function as adults, okay? They are not mentally children. This is like blatant infantilization. And then like, and that's up here, but then you have like way down here, like on the floor, is occasionally saying retard. And that's where I am on the ableist spectrum. And these are the people that call me ableist. These are the people calling me ableist. Just thought I'd point that out. Let's see the examples of jailbait memes that I've liked, though. I'm curious.
Or because in general he has misogynistic attitudes towards women. But either way, I feel like we can all agree jailbait memes aren't cool, right? Like, usually I think it's not always reliable to look at people's tweets and pick them apart, but there are 3 examples here from the past month that I feel like are really problematic. Xander liked one where someone is calling
Hypers, if you know of the Twitter account Struggle Tweets. Who here knows Struggle Tweets? Big Twitter account, massive Twitter account, lots of followers, lots of people. People love Struggle Tweets. Now, if you are aware of Struggle Tweets, massive Twitter account, then you're probably aware that the point of Struggle Tweets is to show somebody in a moment of weakness or a moment that is sort of like embarrassing for them. And the tweet that she is showing here is one in which a very popular, I believe, Fortnite pro player named Clicks saw like a video or a picture of like a girl who doesn't look like she's very young, and says, "Oh my god, this girl is so hot," or something along those lines. And then somebody tells him, or he finds out, "Oh shit, she's 12." And then he says, "Oh fuck, she's 12. So I like the tweet because it's funny, because he's embarrassed. By this person's metric, 64.4k people are pedos. Yeah, look at all those people liking a jailbait post. 64,400. Oof, yeah. Ooh, tough scene. Clicks is 15, by the way. That's true. Wait. Cinny, you're right. Fuck. I'm so glad you know about this shit. The guy who did this is 15 years old. The pro player is 15, so it's not even as problematic as it's made out to be. But when I liked the tweet, I didn't know that. I thought this was like maybe like a 20-year-old dude who saw a girl that was like 12 and didn't know she looked like she was an adult, and then found and like made a sexual comment, found out she's 12 and was really embarrassed. And I think that's funny because it's an embarrassing moment for them. It's unfortunate for them. It's funny. Like that's the point. That's what Struggle Tweets is all about. Like, I think there was like a Struggle Tweets post that was one that was like, "Yo, I haven't had sex in a long time, and I'm starting to look at my what was it, like my car's radiator pipe or whatever, exhaust pipe in a different way, you know." Here's the original tweet, and she doesn't look 12. Yeah, let's look at the original tweet. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, she looks pretty young.
she looks pretty young, but she looks like she could be like 16 or something. I don't know. Also, Clicks is 15 years old. Okay, like,
Yeah, it's not even that.
yeah.
If I was 15, like, yeah, if he was, for a 15-year-old, it's not like it.
It's really not as problematic as if he was like in his 20s or something. Like, I don't know. Like, whatever. Okay, so that's the first tweet. This is like pretty. Okay, this is problematic. Okay, hit me up.
This girl hot, then is like, oops, she's 12, but the girl in the picture is clearly 12. This normalizes excusing this kind of behavior, and worse. The second he liked is a thread showing the Twitter handle of someone the
Let's go ahead and look over this one. This girl is 16, has an OnlyFans and Snapchat Premium, and is using a fake ID to attract older men, and doesn't even give a fuck. Twitter needs to remove these fucking people with the pedophiles off this platform, period. So it's a tweet talking about a underage girl who is posting sexual content online, and this person's tweet is saying, people doing that, you know, distributing child porn, and the pedophiles need to be banned off of Twitter. I guess I own up to that. Yeah, I own up to it, guys. I think that people who are underage that distribute child porn and want pedos banned are in the right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Imagine not wanting a 16-year-old girl to have an OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's true. Now, she's going to say this in a second, and I'll own up to a mistake here. I couldn't have known this when seeing the tweet, but apparently it's not true. Apparently the girl isn't actually 16. Like, it's not a true story, but, like, I like to tweet. Okay? I was going through Twitter, and I saw a tweet about... And I'm saying apparently it's not true. It could actually be true, because these screenshots here look fairly damning, but... apparently, if I see a tweet about a 16-year-old girl with an OnlyFans, I like to tweet. This is apparently a jailbait meme by this person's claim. Okay, all right.
poster claims is 16 and also claims has a premium Snapchat and OnlyFans. The tweet also includes pictures of men talking about how underage girls can manipulate adult men. Xander Hall liked this. In my opinion, this shows very little empathy.
She's still referring to that one tweet we just showed on screen. That was there. Guys, hey, guess what? Oh, I want you guys to clip this, okay? Get your neats out, okay? If you are of age, if you are an adult, and you are possibly going to have sexual relations with somebody, you should make sure they're also of age. You should probably make sure they're not like underage, because you don't jailbait is the thing you have to worry about sometimes. More so if you're a public figure. But yeah, you should probably make sure that you're having sex with people who are also adults if you're an adult. I'll take responsibility for this take. You can clip me. You can clip me saying that. Honestly, I take full responsibility for this take. I know it's really problematic. I know it's yikesy, but you should probably be an adult. You should probably have sex with other adults if you're an adult. Not have sex with underage people.
Cancelled.
Yeah. No, but to be completely serious here, jailbait is a thing that exists. You should always be careful to make sure anybody you're having sexual relationships with is of age. I don't feel like this is a problematic hot take. It's a pretty rare issue, but if a guy is a victim of being of jailbait of a girl who is underage that lies about her age, that's bad for them. You should feel bad for them. Is this bad? Is this a problematic take for me that a guy who's lied to by a girl who's underage and victimized, which I would say that's they are victimized, is feeling bad for them a problem? I really don't think so.
I mean, yeah, I guess it would depend on the extent to which the guy went through any sort of effort to find out how old she is. Like if he didn't ask at all. And
I mean, in the case that we're talking about here, was a fake ID was used.
Yeah,
so
in that case, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. Why do you pretend to be a leftist for Super Chat when you don't talk about economics, only talk about social problems?
Sounds like a tanky take.
Sounds like a tanky. Sounds like a class reductionist.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
For him to blame this girl for catfishing men and risking getting them in trouble, instead of maybe considering why a 16-year-old child might have to venture into sex work in the first place, is gross.
All of this because I liked a tweet. So instead of liking the tweet talking about why... I don't even know where to begin. Okay. So I should have quote tweeted it instead and started a dialogue about how it's bad, why this 16-year-old girl may feel the need to make a fake ID and get into sex work. So for starters, I want to make it very clear that, broadly speaking, I don't think sex work is a bad thing. I don't think it's this degrading thing that people do when they have no other choice and it's super disempowering or anything. That's super swervy, okay? I don't think sex work is the last resort, terrible thing, blah blah blah. How it's framed to be in this context. Of course, it's not good if it's a 16-year-old, but I'm sorry. This was a single tweet, okay? I'm sorry, but chill the fuck out, okay? That's my hot take. Chill the fuck out. All right, please go to the store, buy some ice, put it in your bathtub, get in the bathtub, and chill the fuck out. Please.
If you bother to read the comments on this tweet, you will also find out that she actually doesn't have any premium accounts, and the OP had actually been mistaken.
I'm sorry I didn't read the tweets below it. I was just scrolling my Twitter timeline on my phone and liked a tweet. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. But my mistake. I didn't scroll down on the tweet that I errantly, absentmindedly liked while scrolling my timeline on Twitter. You got me, dude. You got me. Ooh, let's look at this one. This is the final one they like to use as an example. So this is the third and last example she has. Let's look at this one. I'm sad I wanted people to respond sexy so I could be like, I was 17, sickos, I'm calling the police, but no one took the bait. Then sad face. This is why we don't simp in the comments, boys. So, this is a tweet from, and I love how it's censored. This is a tweet from Pixie. Who here knows who Pixie is? Anyone here know who Pixie is? Streamer on Twitch. She does leftist content. Anyone here know? Yeah, me and Pixie are friends. She's pretty cool. Basically, she, oh wait, you guys can't see it? Oh, there you go. So Pixie is pretty cool. She's a friend of mine. She posted a picture of herself when she was 17 and was hoping for people to comment sexual things on it so she could do the whole I was 17 thing, and it'd be a funny meme, you know? And so I quote tweeted it and said, this is why we don't simp in the comments, boys, because, hey guys, scalding hot take, but generally speaking, there's not a very big physical difference between the look of a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old, and it can be very easy to mix them up and not be able to tell. And so it's embarrassing whenever you simp for someone who looks like they could be an adult, but is actually 17. it's embarrassing for them, and that can be funny to laugh at the person who's embarrassed. It's funny to laugh at people who do that because it's unfortunate for them. That's the whole point of comedy sometimes, is like something unfortunate happens to somebody and that's funny. That's pretty common in comedy, I think. So yeah. Yeah, crazy how that works, you know? So yes, these are the 3 tweets, by the way. These are the 3 tweets of me liking jailbait memes. This is an entire like 10-15 minute segment of her video or some shit. I was like, what?
24 minutes left of this video.
All right, we're going
Oh
double
my
speed,
God.
okay? We're going double
How is
speed.
that possible?
We're going double speed.
The third and final example is him quote tweeting a girl making a jailbait joke. So it's not as utterly horrific as the first 2, but it still goes to show that he's promoting this atrocious idea to his entire community and seems to find it quite funny.
Utterly
The last
horrific.
point I will make about Xander Hall's response to this Z drama is that he has not changed. He has not learned from this that maybe you shouldn't have sexual relationships with your fans, even though
Still just in a relationship with me, pretty sure.
Yeah, I feel pretty safe saying that, yeah. Like I said, just literally everybody else involved
Well, you're not
has.
having any more or any less relationships with other people beyond me than you were before or after this drama. So
Oh well, yeah. I mean, still.
nothing has changed. I guess she's right.
Yeah, nothing has changed. It's true. Nothing. I haven't changed. I'm still
Yeah,
only
you-
in a relationship with my girlfriend. Yeah. I mean, like literally everybody else. Like the screenshots deny this claim that I have sexual relations with my fans. Everybody else involved besides her has claimed this. Like this is literally just. It's just Spooky making this accusation. It's just her. So yeah.
he still insists he doesn't. A little more than a week after Xander Hall posted his video in response to the Z drama, a cute girl responded to a different tweet of his with a thirst trap. What does he do? Reply with a simp pic, follow her account. A little more than a week after Xander Hall posted his video in response to the Z drama, a cute girl responded to a different tweet of his with a thirst trap. What does he
Let's go over this tweet. I tweeted, a blowjob from a cat girl would rip all the skin off your dick. Cats have barbed tongues, meant to keep things from escaping their mouths. Cat girls would presumably have this too, so pretty good meme tweet. And then this girl who I don't know why she keeps like censoring people. Like, what is your obsession with? Just you don't need to censor every fucking person that appears in a.
Just
That
to make
appears-
people look worse by not censoring people, even though when it's not
I
necessary.
guess. Yeah, I guess. This person is not going to mind me mentioning who she is, I guarantee it, because I've talked to her. Her name's Helena. She does, like, Twitter lefty stuff, and she's also autistic, and she's very proud of that. And she posts a lot of, like, big cleavage booby pictures, right? And that's the thing. And I've been following her, and she's been following me since, for 5 or 6 months. And she ended up getting banned from Twitter and then made a new account, and I followed her on her new account, so... That's just preemptively saying that before the point she's about to make here in a second.
do? Reply with a simp pic, follow her.
This is a sexual relationship with fans, by the way. Liking a tweet, following somebody, and then responding with a pepe where it's like he's holding up the flowers and a box of chocolates. This is definitely simping. I'll admit, this is a bit of a simp. This is a little bit of simp behavior, but a sexual relationship with a fan. What do you think?
I don't think it rises to that level.
Yeah, no. All right, hit me up. What else do you got? Yeah, she also
No titties for you.
she censored the cleavage. Oh God. Oh, that's
She said
amazing.
she's a Coomer, but she wants nobody to have any titties.
Oh no, she's not a coon.
Yeah.
I don't believe her. I don't buy it. That's stolen valor.
Her account and start liking and commenting under her tweets. How do I know he hadn't been following her before this sexy pic? Well, she posted this on June 9th and her account was created in June. I'm very curious as to how Xander knows this person he is interacting with and signal boosting on the basis of her appearance is not a fan. Oh.
So, like I said already, she'd been banned from Twitter, and made a new account, so that's why. Also, no, I don't think she's a fan of me. She's watched some of my videos, I guess, but, I mean, she had a pretty big Twitter presence, so, I mean, I don't know. Also, the screenshot she's flashing on screen, we're not going to go through every single fucking one of them, but me liking tweets from hot girls who follow me, like thirst trap tweets and things like that, and retweeting stuff, is not a sexual relationship with fans, okay? I'm sorry. Me tweeting anything vaguely sexual, not a sexual relationship with fans, I'm sorry, but you are reaching so hard. So fucking hard. We're halfway through this video now, and the thesis of this video, the final statement is that I'm the ONISION of BreadTube.
And one other thing. This is also a girl with autism.
Ableism.
Ableism. Yeah, the fact that she's autistic is fucking irrelevant. believe it or not, this is just ableism, right? Like the art, like I guess the way it's being framed is that like I target autistic people who are mentally underage or incapable of understanding the implications of my power dynamic, blah blah blah. Like literally, just this is blatant ableism. You should apologize. Hold on, cancel couture. I'm not even lying right now. You should make a video apologizing to everybody who is like anybody who has ASD or is on the spectrum of ASD. I don't know the exact terminology for how much blatant ableism you've engaged in. Because this is way beyond me saying retard every once in a while. This is like literal infantilizing of people with autism, saying that they're mentally children, that they aren't like they're incapable of having actual adult like I don't know. Like this is. I feel like this is way more deserving of like an apology, don't you think?
Definitely.
Yeah, probably. Way more than anything I've done here.
Can't blame me for not being able to tell that someone has a mental condition when they're actively trying to hide it from me.
Some symptoms of autism are behavioral disturbances, inappropriate social interaction, and lack of understanding social cues. These are the same behaviors that Xander Hall used to discredit Z when she had her mental breakdown. I'm not trying to say that no one should date autistic people because as Xander...
No. All I've said is look at the screenshots. She acted badly. She literally started this is just ableism. She started a huge deal over Star Wars, disagreement about Star Wars shit, and then like freaked out over it. Like this is unrelated to her autism. Also, she lied about she hid that she had autism. Spooky hid it. She literally admitted that she was wearing masking it or wearing a mask. I forget exactly what she said. Like she literally lied about it. I didn't even know that she was
no way
autistic.
for you to know. And even if you did, that's not like someone being autistic doesn't mean that you can't interact with them. Or
I'm sorry.
Like,
Hot
they're
take.
not capable of.
Hot take from ableist Xander Hall. That I don't think someone being autistic negates them from being able to be in a relationship. I think you should be allowed to be in a relationship with someone who's autistic. Now, small caveat. I don't think you should do a JF thing where like JF literally dated a girl who had just turned 18. Who had like such severe autism that a court deemed she was incapable, gave him guardianship of her and deemed that she was incapable of surviving on her own as a normal adult, and then and gave him guardianship after he had talked about how he likes to go up and down the East Coast chain fucking women and getting them pregnant, and how he talked about how he wanted to find barely legal girls and make them pregnant. Like that's a whole other situation, but just like. The idea of dating someone who has autism or has the same type of ASD or whatever, I don't think that's a bad thing, barring any type of JF situation.
said in his response video, that would be ableist. But it's also ableist for Xander Hall to engage in sexual relationships with autistic people when he's shown that clearly he can't handle...
It's ableist for you to... Wait.
It's ableist to see autistic people as just another person.
Yeah.
As just like any other person. That's ableism, I guess.
Unless you say
Like,
that you won't date autistic people, then you're ableist, I guess.
I don't even know. Listen, I'm literally being called... This is literally the pot calling the kettle black, okay?
Yeah.
So, you've literally said that autistic people are mentally underage or mentally, stunted or whatever. I'm sorry, but, you're just... I don't feel like I need to respond to this after everything you've said so far. I feel like I've made it quite obvious that you have engaged in blatant ableism already.
or even empathize with them when their symptoms come up. This is not the only girl though since the Z drama. Here's another account that was clearly a fan and has a follower count of 40. Well, 39 if you don't count Xander Hall.
Now, if she was a fan, then that would be more problematic, but as...
Yes. Guess what? Hey, hot take. There are a lot of sex workers that follow me because I make leftist content. A lot of sex workers follow me. Girls with OnlyFans, even A-list porn stars. Anyone ever heard of Christy Stevens? We're friends. We're cool. Yeah, a lot of sex workers follow me, and sometimes I follow them back because sometimes they're hot.
Yeah.
And I like their tweets sometimes. Is that a sexual relationship? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Is that yikes? Is that yikesy? If a sex worker finds my content and likes my stuff,
It is if you're a swerve.
It is if you're a swerve. Mind you, this person called themselves a coomer and is literally swerving right now. I'm being swerved at right now. I feel like I'm being swerved. Yeah, it's sexist to follow sex workers. This is unironically somebody who is I feel heavily implied that sex work is degrading, and I don't think it is. I don't think it's anything bad or anything like that. It's so weird. Like, this person's called themselves a Coomer and is literally dog whistling swerf rhetoric.
It's just not the case.
Look, I get that you want to follow hot women and that people may have a type and you can't really ask anyone to change that. But when you start signal boosting such little creators on your BreadTube Twitter account just because they are conventionally attractive, you are also, possibly unintentionally, doing these two things as well. 1. You are enabling the objectification and sexualization of women. Like most people who watch YouTube,
She's a swerf.
That was like the most swerve thing.
Yeah, she's a swerf. No, 100% she's a swerf. Also, my BreadTube Twitter account, I don't have a BreadTube Twitter account. It's the Twitter account of Xander Hall, aka Alexander Haley. Like that, it's my Twitter. It's not my BreadTube Twitter account. What are you talking about, you fucking idiot?
Do you have like a personal life YouTube account? Like,
She literally later in the video says I should make a different like Twitter account for thirst posting where people
occasionally like sex workers' tweets. Like,
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
it wouldn't be a problem unless you're a swerve, I guess. She's definitely
As 09, I literally talk about economics all the time. Just watch my fucking content and stop spamming in chat or I'll ban you. Fuck you. Suck my dick.
but sometimes I find myself daydreaming about making a video. And hey, look at that, I did! As a woman though, it is very discouraging to feel like the best way to become successful on this platform is to be hot and to show it. The reason there are such ridiculous beauty standards is because the media pushes them on us. Whether you realize it or not, Xander Hall, you are the media now. And by posting and praising almost entirely skinny white girls on your account, you are reinforcing these unrealistic, unhealthy standards. This is
I am the media now. So me liking posts of girls that I find sexually attractive means that I am enforcing sexual, like, unfair sexist stereotypes and expectations in society? I am the media. This is so fucking weird. How do I even respond to this one?
like she's reaching pretty hard.
This is such a... Mind you, this video is called Xander Hall is the ONISION of BreadTube.
Yeah. I don't think ONISION just likes some tweets from some women he found attractive.
This is such a reach. This is... I'm trying to reach the front door! This is how much of a reach that we're at right now. This is how far we're reaching at this very moment. Don't worry, guys. I'll finish up before Vosh starts his stream, okay? I want to watch his stream too.
8 minutes.
We're almost done, okay? We're not gonna finish the whole video, okay? There's no more material, anything to cover after this point, okay? We're gonna watch for a few more minutes and see what else she has to say, okay?
It's also shitty because not only does this reinforce the idea that women in media should be pretty, but it also serves to put them down when they do become successful. Like the, oh, you only got so big because you're hot. 2. You are taking advantage of your power dynamic over women you interact with sexually online as Xander Hall. In the next segment, I'll talk about power dynamics and how Xander takes advantage of those, in my opinion. However, one other issue here with power dynamics is the fact that Xander Hall has political influence. You can't reach Xander Hall normally for constructive criticism, but you can reach him for constructive...
What are you talking about? Homie, I literally, like, most of my content is, like, dunking on people and debating people. I cover small channels sometimes, just because I didn't respond to your fucking dumbass massive paragraph that you sent me, when I literally get, like, sometimes hundreds of DMs in a day. Like, you can contact me other ways. Like, what are you talking about? Also, I get nudes from fans all the time that'll just DM me nudes and shit, and I don't respond, because they're clearly fans. Yeah, I can sway the election with my political influence. Like, comparatively speaking, I'm a nobody, but I guess to, like, people who are interested in this whole political thing on YouTube, then I'm probably, like, definitely somebody. I don't know. I think we've probably seen enough. Listen, the overall what I want to say here is that these are a bunch of presuppositions and claims that I've been seeing from the woke scold community on Twitter for fucking ever. Even Thought Slime has been saying this shit. Like, I feel like this is something that's going to chase me for the fucking rest of my online, like, career. People are going to, holy shit. I'll get that in a second. I feel like people are going to be throwing this accusation at me for, like, years to come. Which is good, because I have all the screenshots archived publicly, and I can bring up the receipts whenever some dumb fuck tries to accuse me of dating fans or some shit.
I'm interested to see how a debate with this person will go.
I'm so excited for the debate. I'm so excited for the debate. She's gonna message me and be like, yeah.
Oh, I have a feeling she's gonna back out.
You think she's gonna back out? I think she's gonna back out too. There's no way
I mean, she's like pushed pretty hard for this conversation to happen, so it would be pretty yikesy of her to back out now. But
well, she has nothing on the line.
Yeah,
She's a nobody.
well, exactly, I know. But I just mean like nobody wants to be embarrassed on a live stream, whether they have a following or not.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for it. I'd love to embarrass her on a live stream. Anyway, what do you think of the video?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how any of that was anything like you being the ONISION of BreadTube. That's a pretty strange title for a video that contained no real points.
It's true.
Support it.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, well, that's it. That's the video. It's still like we're only halfway through it, but as you can see, like we.
Already done it before Bosch starts. So.
Yeah, we gotta finish the donuts and everything before Bosch starts his stream, and Jesus Christ, that was honestly fucking embarrassing on her part. But we'll be debating her soon, or I'll be debating her. Yeah. Anyway, Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Well, there you go. I'm the ONISION of BreadTube, apparently. There you go.